Welcome to this edition of Agile and DevOps Tidbits. Today's subject is dojos. There are more to them than you think. So what is a dojo in case you haven't heard the term? Dojo is normally an isolated environment where teams can enter an immersive learning experience focusing on product, lean, agile, and DevOps mindset. The dojo space is also specifically designed to get people out of their old environment and break their old patterns. More importantly, a dojo is about access to people with a variety of skills. The dojo is staffed with a team of agile, product, and technical coaches to help teams truly learn and use the skills and values they need to succeed. When teams enter a dojo, they are assigned their coaches to help them learn product, lean, agile, and DevOps mindsets and practices, including self-organization, prioritization, outcomes-based goals, and more. Coaches in the dojo sit side by side with the teams to help them learn the new skills and technologies to build and run their product. And you'll often hear dojos discussed as a place for scaling and leveling of teams. Also, there's a term out there, centers of excellence. Really, in many ways, you could use these interchangeably. Centers of excellence are a term that's been around for many, many years, starting with manufacturing and others, but you could use either term if you wish to. So what is the origin of the dojo concept? The origin of the dojo comes from Target. Target is the creator of the term dojo. Target created dojos in order to change how they work and deliver the value to their customers. They realized that in this day and age, if they wanted to survive and thrive, they had to embrace a new mindset and build a new culture. They realized that unlike many others, that to change the mindset and culture of their entire organization, they couldn't just conduct training and run through a few computer-based modules. This is where we get into, unfortunately, out in industry, there's many companies attempting the dojo, but they haven't done their homework. They don't have any idea of the foundations that basically a successful dojo is built on. And there's really more to meet the eye with a dojo and just sort of setting up an isolated area and saying, we've got a dojo and putting some experts to say we're going to be successful. You probably won't be. Why? Because to have a successful dojo, you really sort of need to understand the science of organizational behavior and specifically understand the social environment. Since one of the trends in DevOps has been organizations adopt some form of dojo in order to help scale their DevOps, a number of organizations have attempted to follow this concept. Few have asked all important question and concept like this: why is this working in place like Target in order to get better understanding how they do their dojo? If we look at organizational behavior, we can better understand the underlying factors behind dojos. The underlying reason that these concepts have been successful in some organizations is that they've been able to manipulate their social environment in a way that has spurred a positive reaction from their employees. But to create this social environment, what we really need to understand is there's several components of a social environment. If we don't have all these in place, we probably won't be successful with our dojo. The first one is called functional attraction. And this is the idea that satisfaction in the workplace with other members of the workplace comes about because these other people help them want to attain valued work outcomes. When individuals are sent to these dojos, they are shown ways in which they're not only more productive, but in reality, they make their job easier. The next component is entity attraction. We also need to realize that dojos are not just individuals, but are an entity. Entity attraction comes about when satisfaction with others in the workplace is gained because these people share one's fundamental values, attitudes, or philosophy. In short, the majority of employees inside most organizations know that there are better ways to accomplish their work and would love to try new methods, techniques, tools, and process. But due to organizational culture not in line with their values, attitudes, and philosophies they become stagnant. When these same employees are taken to dojos and allowed to work in an environment that is aligned with their values, attitudes, and philosophies, they often thrive. The next component of the social environment is social support. And this is the idea that by having a surrounding environment in which people are sympathetic and caring, people can thrive. If we look at it, understand the vast majority of experts who staff dojos have themselves seen organizational culture firsthand and experienced the same issues that these individuals sent their experience in a typical day. And the last component is buffering. And this is the idea that certain positive factors in a person's environment can limit the capacity of other factors to create dissatisfaction or stress. So basically, look at it as in a nutshell. Dojos serve as a buffer in the social environment inside an organization. So one of the things we really need to understand and look at is, what is a dojo actually accomplishing? And what you'll hear most often in the industry is most discussing scaling, leveling, or creating an engineering culture. Those are true and fine, but I think there was a couple of more important things that are come out of a dojo, such as creating a learning organization, knowledge transfer. But one of the big ones to look at is, we need to understand that when we take on either agile or DevOps, we need to understand these are organizational change. And with all organizational change, there comes with it an organizational transition. And this is where most companies fail. And research shows that 70% of all companies fail in their change project because they haven't dealt with the organizational transition that comes with it. And then in Dojo's case, within this context, we need to understand learning is about acquiring new skills and perspectives, not about acquiring new facts. To benefit the organization, individual learning must translate into the ability to do or think of new things that can be translated into relevant actions by the organization. In terms of how this applies to DevOps, we must look at the organizational transition that occurs in conjunction with the organizational change that happens as a result of DevOps. One of the ways in which an organization can overcome the organizational transition is through the use of a dojo, which allows individuals to develop new skills and perspectives. And as part of the learning organization, we also need to understand that to increase organizational learning, we need to leverage individual learning. And we improve on this. We improve on this by allowing access to other learners and teachers within and outside of the organization via dojos. So how do you create the social environment? And this is one of probably the most important things that most people, especially if we look at Target, understand. Before Target ever jumped into creating the dojo, they built up the social environment via things like flash builds, 30-day challenges, communities in practice, meetups, internal DevOps days. But here's what's the important part. One of the things, if you look at what they did, flash build, 30-day challenge, all of this, they emphasized over and over the concept of MVP, minimum viable product. This is how you change the culture. They had to change the culture and get everybody on board before they introduced the DevOps, or being the dojo concept. So in other words, for the dojo to be successful, you really had to build up to it by starting to create that social environment. Well, that'll wrap it up, this edition of Agile and DevOps Tidbits. As always, you can find out more information at Agile Testing Framework or contacts at torek.com. Thank you.